All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. We're really excited to have you all here. This will be our last webinar for 2022. We've been really busy this year, as I know you all have as well. We're thrilled that everyone is back to business and really thriving. In fact, I don't think the venues have ever been busier. So our whole charter is to try to make sure that we make your lives easier and you're able to share plans with your clients, beautiful plans that are really easy for your ops and delivery team to deliver and help you win more business. So today we are covering a few different pieces. We've got a few things. We're doing advanced auto seating layouts, including copying. We had a few larger venues that were looking at saying, okay, we want to copy, 5,000 seats. And so we're going to look at how the best ways to be able to do that. We're also just going to look at spacing. So how to change the spaces between chairs and tables. Laurie's just coming in. We're also going to look at general use of layers. So layers is a massive point of difference for EventDraw. We're really unique in the market and layers give you added benefits. I know that lots of people are using their venues for lots of multi-use. So how we can change the layers to be able to show different pieces that may be important, for example, for your ops team, for your risk management, for your health and safety, for fire, for egress, for even if you want to turn your venue into a basketball court. So we're going to show you that today. Also, selecting all objects on a layer. So that's a new release. Previously, when you select the objects, if you want to say, for example, change the size or change the color, you had to do that one by one. So what we've done is we've done an auto select. So you can select everything on that layer and automatically change color. So something new to share. And printing selected areas. So often you have lots of different areas and templates in your venue, but clients may just want to see one particular breakout room. So we're just going to show you today how to print just certain pieces. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to you, David.
Great, thank you, Mel. So first thing I'll do is I'm just going to zoom into the area that we're working with. This is quite a large space here, large stadium space. So I'm just going to hold down the control key and use my mouse wheel to zoom in. So on the left-hand side, I have my favorites here, which I've created using the existing master shapes. And first thing I'm going to do is just bring out a 6-foot round table. So we can bring that out like so. Now it's just simply by clicking the right copy button. That is obviously the standard sort of way of copying tables. However, what you can also do is I can select all these and I can just select and copy those down row and row at a time. While I've actually got these here, I'm just actually going to select all these again. Just going to move them to the center a little bit. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to change spacing. So as I click change spacing, this is where we can put in the different spacing between the tables. So let's say we want to do maybe say 7 feet between edge of table. Okay, and I just go apply. Okay, and now that's spaced those 7 feet between each of the table edges there. So I can come in again and I can right click, I can change spacing and say this time I might want to go maybe say 3 feet, but this time back of chair. And I go apply. And now what that's done is between each back of the chair here is 3 feet. So that allows you to put all your tables out on the plan and you say, look, no, I do need to spread them out a bit. That's a really easy way of doing it. I'm just going to go through and delete these now.
And Dave, just probably one other point is that there is another option on the, we always have in the extras menu. So if there's another way to get to a functionality that you need, you can just go up to extras and there'll be a change spacing in there. You'll notice that it's actually grayed out. That's because we've only have one table on the plan. But as soon as you start adding more than one item onto the floor plan, you'll notice that you have a change spacing position within the menu there, just at the top. So it's always in the extras menu.
Great, thank you. You may also be aware of the other spacing, the other copying of tables. So by having one table selected, and by holding down the Shift key, you can also use this method as well, which is an autofill method. So I just use the Shift key and I spread those tables out into the space that I wish to have that area filled with tables, and that's also another method. Some of our clients also like to, so I'm just going to delete this part here, delete those. Let's say you needed to leave, say, an aisleway through the spacing of these tables. So what I'm going to do now is going to select this group of tables. I'm going to come up here to my distance, and I might want to leave, say 10 feet between the aisles here. So I'm just going to type in 10, and I'm just going to select feet. And then I'll go copyright. And as you can see now, there's a 10-foot gap between those aisles there. And I can just sort of center that into the page. So that's just by using this distance up here.
And that's really useful for any of the equipment that you have on a plan. So for example, if you're doing an exhibition layout and you have to have those predefined distances between the exhibition booths, you use the exact same process. And we see a lot with classroom style setup. So if they've got a classroom set up and maybe it's for an exam or a test or whatever it may be, and they have to have those specific distances. And we're referring to left and right and also forward and back as well of the tables. So as soon as you set that copy distance in, it'll keep that for any of the equipment that you place onto the floor plan as well. Probably one of the other things just to remember is that when you move on to the next, I guess, bit of equipment coming onto the floor plan, just make sure that that setting is not saved to your last setting. So for example, you can see David has it there. It's back to 0.
Yeah, exactly right. Now what I've done, I've just brought out a theatre style chair. So I'm just going to use our autofill method. So I've just put the chair up here. And now what I'm going to do is hold down the Shift key and start to bring these chairs out in front of the stage. So they've now nicely aligned from left to right. And again, using that same principle, we now want to create banks of chairs going down the plan. So again, I can select this. I can come up to my feet, my distance, sorry. And I want to create a nice aisleway. Again, let's do 10 feet. And we'll go copy down. So that's now done a nice aisle of 10 feet between these items here. So that's a really quick and easy method to lay out your chairs. And of course, if you were to do it again, another copy would come down this way. If we want to just leave that just maybe a little bit of a smaller gap, I'll just come up here and let's just make that 5. And we'll go copy down like so. That's now a 5 feet gap between here.
Perfect. That's awesome. And I just wanted to mention to anyone, well, I am moderating. So if you have any questions or there's something that you'd like to learn a little bit more about, a piece of functionality that you haven't used before, please just let us know. The chat button, if you just want to put anything you need in there, and I'll be able to help answer those questions.
Perfect. Thank you, Mel.
Cool.
And just while we're there, I've just gone through, added a bit of color. If you needed to distinguish any particular rows, you can go through, either use the fill color here. You can also go into your style. So let me just change the color of these two front rows. And this gives me more options on this side to choose different colors, etc.
That's actually a question that Brian says, as we create the gap or space, does the system show the distance? No, it doesn't. We use a dimension tool for that. But it's interesting that you say that, Brian, because we could look what we call dynamic distancing.
Correct.
So that could be something that I think you're the first person that has put this in, but it's funny because David and I have had this on our radar for chatter for a little while with the dev team as well. So what David's doing is in the shapes on the left. Dave, you might be able to type that in, where it's just got dimensions.
Yep.
And Brian, this will bring up the dimension lines, and you can just drag those dimensions out on the plan. And I think Dave will just show you now how to add these dimensions to a layer as well.
Absolutely. So you may have a number of these. I'm just going to hold down the control key and copy this up on the plan up here, save me dragging it back out again. And I can just go through and add these dimensions to my plan here. The beauty about this, and I'll just add one more because we're going to go horizontal this time. Just put it close to the stage and we'll just leave a mark there. Let's say it's about that there. Okay. So this sort of brings us on to the layers as well. So I have these dimension lines and I'm just going to hold down the shift key and select each of these dimension lines here. I'm going to go to my layer manager and I'm going to create a new layer. Okay, I'm just going to call it dimensions. Oops. And these are event and go rename. So now I have this layer and these dimension lines are selected. I'm just going to place them on the dimensions event layer. Now, the reason we do that is you
Sorry, I'll quickly, can you just go back one real quick step? We'll just show you, Brian, just so you can see that David's created a layer called dimensions -event, but to actually place them on there, what you do is you have the dimensions selected and just up towards the top left, you'll see a little box with an arrow, and Dave will put his cursor over it at the moment. So if you click that down, this will, you'll notice all the existing dimensions, or the existing layers, my apology, onto that floor plan. So you simply roll your mouse down, choose the layer. His happens to be the first layer, which is the dimension layer. And then you just click on that layer and it will assign it to that layer as well. Perfect.
And because these plans are distributed amongst different people that are putting this event together, from your setup crew to your client itself to other contractors, you may not want to show these dimensions on when you send a PDF to someone in particular. So the beauty about layers is you can just turn that off. So you don't need to go and delete all that particular layer just because you don't want the client to see the dimensions, but you can then go back and turn them back on and then PDF that to someone who wants to see the dimensions. So if we take that a step further, we're now, I'm just going to delete these because I need to show you some other things, and delete those there. If we look at these dimensions here, this particular client of ours, this is actually a stadium. So what they have is, say, a basketball court. And so obviously, if that plan was there, or if that basketball court was there all the time, it could look a little bit untidy if you just wanted to do a dinner and sort of get in the way. So the reason why they do that is we put these on different layers to just show it as required. This also plan has what's called floor points. So these are points on the floor that are anchor points. So when they bring out different sporting equipment, they can line these up with these floor points here as well. So that's very handy for them. I'll just turn those off. There is also a drape line that's movable as I move my mouse down here. So again, they can remove that drape line as required. So it just sort of showing you the different variations of layers.
It also shows the brilliance of having extremely accurate plans and a very accurate system. So when you drag on those floor points, a lot of times we're talking such fine tolerances, but all these been set up on the layer. That's the exact placement within the space. So with any confidence, you can, set up these. It could be gym equipment, whatever it may be. We've got some with lighting bars, flyer wires, and all, different sort of equipment, but they can map it out on the floor plan and know that's exactly where it's going to place, and it won't be encroaching areas or hitting other equipment. So yeah, layers is very powerful, isn't it, Dave?
Oh, absolutely. And as Mel mentioned in the intro, things like where maybe your fire hydrants and extinguishers are. So if I zoom in over here, you can now see where these are placed. So again, that's on a layer that you can turn on and off as required. And again, you can show that as a part of a detail on the plan there as well. So what we also have here, if I just come back, we've got, say, for some of our clients who have retractable seating. So this is a layer again that they can put this on, and in this particular stadium, it has this particular seating that can be rolled back or rolled forward. So that can also be added as a layer as well. So let me just turn that off for the minute. So just one more advanced feature of layers. We've got this bar tables over here that we've just put on. So these are just tables that we've just put on a layer, the movable tables. As you can see, they're actually, in unique areas. So it's hard. If I wanted to select all those, I'd have to try and, do that. But I'm selecting other components of the plan as well. Or I have to try and find the shift key and slowly go through. So the best way around this is to go to the bar tables layer in this case, and also select layer shapes. So once I do that, all these items that are on that particular layer have now been selected, and we can go through, and as Mel said, we can change the color. Let's make it green. You can also delete that if you wanted to, delete all those tables, get rid of them because you don't need them anymore. But it's just another time-saving feature, so you can get on, with your busy days, make things a bit easier for you.
Absolutely.
So what we've got now, so we've done the layers. Another thing that I'd like to show you is for a lot of the larger venues, and also for our clients that use outdoor site mapping. As you can imagine, these are quite large spaces. And for example, let's say that on this particular plan, you only wanted to concentrate on this area down the bottom here. So I'm just going to zoom in. Okay. So what I can do, instead of printing the whole plan and then trying to sort of, show the client where that area is, yes, you can certainly print the whole plan, but also we'll come up here and we'll go PDF area. So I'm going to select this. Then by simply just using your mouse, going from left down to right, I'm now just going to select this area here. And as I let go of the mouse, it gives you a preview on the right-hand side. And this is exactly what will print as a PDF, and will take up the full page, so you can have a nice clear print of that area only. So that's the PDF select. So I'll just quickly do that again. So we just select our PDF area, and I might just concentrate on this section here, and I can just select that area, and that's the area that will print for you. And also, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's a really good feature, and just helps trying to get the PDF layered and try to manipulate in other programs, which can be pretty difficult sometimes. So I just want to quickly show you one other thing. If I just bring these chairs out again, and I'm just going to rotate to the right, and I'm just going to do my quick, oops, there's my thing that I did before, put that back to 0. Just quickly do that again and rotate to the right. And I'll just bring those out. Okay, so what I just quickly wanted to show you also, and I'm just going to bring these over here. Don't forget about the inventory report. So up here, we click this, and this shows us everything that's currently on the plan. So our banquet chairs, our circular tables, you can actually count the fire extinguishers and hose reels if you want. However, you can also remove those from the report just by simply selecting, right click, and don't show on the report. Yeah.
The one other thing that I think is quite a new feature, but I think people will get a massive amount of value from, is the bar down the bottom, the key.
Yes.
Highlight that for everyone. Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure, no problem. So down the bottom is a title block. So this is where we can set this up, and it will autofill or auto-populate certain parts of the plan. So for example, the plan revised, this will come up automatically. We've also got over here the file name, which is this name up here. So that automatically appears. It's also the drawn by, which is myself, David Perry there. That's also pre-filled. So there's a lot of things that we can have pre-filled in this title block. It just neatens things up, and it just sort of makes that information available to anyone who receives this plan. And the beauty about this, and again, the beauty about layers again, is that what you can do is you can also turn that off if you don't want to show it, like so.
Love it. Thanks, Dave. That's great.
No problem.
So are there any other questions that people would like to ask? Anything that you would like to just cover, or whether it's spacing or layers or auto seating layouts and copying groups. I think we're pretty good. So I just wanted to mention, 2023 is going to be a massive year for EventDraw. We've got lots of really great features in development at the moment, ready to release next year for you. And we'll have our next webinar in the first week of February, so we'll make sure that you get an invite. We've also recorded this session, so I'll make sure that this is distributed so you can share it with your team and you can come back to it and reference at any stage. Obviously, our team is here to help you. From our support team and our implementation team. If you have any questions, don't hesitate, just reach out. We're also going to be doing a little bit more client collaboration and doing a couple of surveys next year. So that will be when we're delivering a new feature, what are the different pieces that are going to be really important to you and your venue. So keep an eye out for that. Your feedback is so valuable to us and we really appreciate it. So if you do see those surveys, please take the time to fill them out. We really appreciate it.
We're looking forward to the feedback on that, aren't we, Mel?
Yeah, really are.
It changes where we move the development to. So exactly like some of the questions that Brian asked in this earlier webinar. It's excellent. So we highly recommend you be honest, fill it out, and just come straight back to us so we can see where you guys want to go with it.
Yeah, help us help you. So thank you so much for your time. We really
got a question there. Sorry.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Brian again with another question.
Hey, Brian.
I figured I'd just talk rather than type it in.
Sure.
If we were going to take on another space, another building or outdoor venue, can we actually import that diagram ourselves, or do we need to go through your customer care team?
Brian, what we generally do is it'll go through our team because it's essentially what we do really well. So we will make sure the plan's accurate, set up well, locked on the specific layers and all the things that we put behind the scenes to make it a plan like you see on the screen. So if you have new space, absolutely just send it through via email. If you have it, do you have those as like a PDF plan, Brian, for the space?
Not as of now, but that's that would be my next question is what would you prefer?
Look, PDF or a CAD drawing, if you send that through to us, we can take care of the rest for you.
Great, thank you.
No problems. Thanks, Brian.
Amazing. Well, we are at the 1st of December, which is crazy. And I just wanted to, I know it's a little bit early. I hope you guys all had an amazing, beautiful Thanksgiving with your family. I know that, we've still actually got a bit of time to the end of the year, but I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. And like I said, don't hesitate to reach out. We're always here and really happy to help.
Absolutely. Happy Christmas, everyone.
Thanks, David. Thank you for presenting, David.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay.
Thank you, Mel.
Have a great day, everyone. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your afternoons. Okay.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.